Hello, my name is Katya Slavinskaya, and I am an astrologer, a writer, a podcast host, a yoga teacher, a life coach, and a singer. Welcome to my Patreon page. Some of you may know me as the writer of the Facebook experiment, The No Packaging Diet. Others of you may know me as the host of the podcast, Curb the Binge. Some of you may know me as your yoga teacher. Maybe you've been my yoga student, or my life coaching client, or an astrology client. Maybe we've done some coaching or astrology work together. And some of you have read my astrology writing on Facebook and social media. I'm so excited to be here with you because I love the Patreon model, and I'll tell you why. Patronage, as I understand it, is a time-tested way of supporting the artists in your community, artists of all kinds, as is reflected on Patreon. And all kinds of artists, including astrologers, have been enabled, allowed to continue doing what they love and still be supported through the model of patronage. And it allows us to continue doing what we love and what we do best and offering it to the community. And I'm really excited that Patreon has brought back this model. So what do I make? And how can that benefit you? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my background, and then I'll tell you what I make currently. So I studied psychology and writing in university. And shortly thereafter, after giving birth to my daughter, I began studying astrology. In the 10 years since, I've been on a very intense healing journey of my own. And that's included healing depression and a pretty massive eating disorder, healing some deep relationship wounds that I've had, and going from being a single mom for 6.5 years to having a family of my own and living with my fiance, who's also a life coach. And throughout that time, astrology has really allowed me to understand why my soul was going through what it was going through. It helped me to see the purpose of that suffering and really guide myself on the wild and magical path of healing. If you've done some healing of your own, you know how wild, unpredictable, and gratifying it can be. So that's all to say that I use astrology as a healing modality. As an original, or you can call it an ancient form of psychotherapy, of counseling, of helping us to lift ourselves up and continue believing that our dreams are possible and going for our dreams, going for our healing, and going for the life that we would truly love. My hope is to see as many people as possible really and truly do that in my lifetime. So my main medium, other than giving personal readings, which I love and I do actively, is writing. And I've been writing since I was 18. I've been writing seriously since I was 18, and it's been with me as a creative outlet that whole time. And I've been massively enjoying writing these astrology articles on social media regularly for some months now. And these articles or writings or pieces, you want to call them, describe what's going on right now energetically, as well as what's to come. So sometimes in astrology, this is called the quality of time, right? It's not the quantity of time, like the hours, days, weeks, months, etc. It's not that kind of measurement. It's a different kind of measurement. It's the measurement of the quality of energy that's happening at a given time. But it's not only about what the energy is, because we can feel that often on our own, although it is helpful to have it described, delineated, and verbalized. Can be really helpful. I find it to be so. But I also am very interested in sharing why that may be. So I'll tell you a little bit about the perspective I come from as an astrologer. So I really come from the perspective that life is a school and we come here to learn as well as to experience. And as such, the universe is not random. It's not just random energies happening and, we just kind of get put through the washing machine of life. No, I really truly believe that there's intelligence behind all of what's happening and how the external energy is interacting with our internal reality, and that every quality of energy at any given time is actually presenting us with an opportunity, and that if we know what that opportunity is, we're that much more likely to respond to it creatively, consciously, intelligently, and to then feel like we're learning from it and eventually starting to have a lot of fun. So it's kind of the difference between, standing in the ocean and every time a wave comes, we get toppled, we get carried underneath the wave, underneath the water, and we're gurgling around and just praying that we'll come up eventually. It's the difference between that and having a surfboard and some basic surfing techniques under our belts. Okay, so if we have that surfboard, we can maybe stand up or maybe even just put our body on it and float, which is arguably a lot better than being thrown underneath the water, right? So with the astrological insight, which is quite literally insight into how things work energetically and on the spiritual plane, we now have something to stand on, or at least float on. And as you keep reading, as you keep regularly updating yourself on what's going on in the sky and energetically around us at any given moment, and keep relating that and checking that against your own experience of the moment, then you will find yourself standing up on that surfboard more with all of your experiences in life. And you'll start seeing things in a completely different way. Instead of relating to things as just external circumstances, you'll see really how everything is starting to happen for us rather than to us, right? So it's really about stepping out of a victim role, which I think we all just naturally do, in some time in our lives. Stepping out of that into a role of seeing how we're an intelligent and creative player in everything that is going on in our lives, and that we have choices. Okay? And it starts to become fun eventually. And not that there aren't hard times still. There absolutely are. It's just that we, one, know when they will end. That's one thing that astrology can always do, is it can offer a time frame for when a transit will end, so we know that things don't go on forever. And it can help us understand what the opportunity is so that we can actually get up and engage with the hard stuff as it's happening, and ultimately glean a lot more from it. So it motivates us also to work creatively with the energies in our lives. So having said that, my creative offering on Patreon to you is weekly astrology writing, a weekly astrology article, okay? And I've been writing these articles, and I'll continue to post them for free for anyone who can't afford or doesn't have the resources to support on Patreon. So I want them to be available for everyone, even those who actually don't have the resources right now to support. But for my patrons at every level, I will send this article straight into your inbox so that it's right there for you at the beginning of every week. That means that's 4 or at the maximum 5 articles per month because they come out on Monday, okay? So this Patreon page is a pay per creation page. That means that instead of paying monthly, the way that some pages are, you'll be billed at the end of the month based on how many creations have been put forth that month. Okay, so usually it's going to be 4, and on the months that there are 5 Mondays in that month, there will be 5. Okay, so now let's go through all the different levels of being a patron on this page. And these are on the right side of your screen. You can find them, but I just wanted to go through them together so that I can tell you a little bit about them myself, okay? So if you choose to support me at the $1 per creation level, you will receive the weekly article in your inbox, yes. Plus, you'll receive a PDF, a special PDF that I've created about your sun sign, and that'll be emailed to you. So your sun sign is the sign that you were born under. So if you've all your life you've known you're a Libra, right? That means that you were born at the end of September or in the first 20-something days of October, based on, depending on the year. So that's the sign that the sun was in, or, the sign that the sun was in. We could say it simply like that, when you were born. So the sun sign is an incredibly powerful indicator for the soul purpose, as well as the greatest heart's desire. And it's really the center of our solar system, our own personal solar system. So understanding the sun sign is always number 1 in any astrology reading, and at least any astrology reading that I give, and you will receive a PDF of that at the $1 level, okay? Now, if you choose to support me at the $2 per creation level, you will receive all the above. So you'll receive the article in your inbox weekly. You'll also receive the PDF about your sun sign emailed to you. Now, on top of that, and I'm super excited about this, you will receive access to an exclusive episode of my brand new podcast that we have been working on, and it is called Lift the Podcast. And it's a podcast where we will talk healing, we'll talk magic, we'll talk metaphysics, we'll talk life coaching, and we will be interviewing luminaries that are sure to lift you up, modern day luminaries and mystics that are sure to give you some deep insight and help you lift up and feel amazing about life. That's what it's designed to do. And you will receive one exclusive episode of that every month. If you choose to join me at the $5 per creation level, you will receive all of the above: the article, PDF and the exclusive podcast episode every month. Plus, you will receive your very own, I'm really excited about this one too, we've been working on it, your very own gratitude journal. So this is a physical gift, you'll get it in the mail. And it's a gratitude journal that has been put together by myself in collaboration with the painter Katja Franz Garrison. So yes, we're two Katyas, and she's a phenomenal painter. And the cover of the journal is created out of her visionary genius. And the writing inside, it's not just blank pages. There's text at the beginning. There are quotes to help you feel inspired and help juice up that gratitude in you. And that has been written and collated by myself. And it was just such fun to create together with Katja, and gratitude has been proven scientifically to be one of the most effective practices to actually reprogram the brain waves, the brain patterns, the brain pathways that, the grooves that we follow every day. And reprogramming those is really how to get ourselves out of ruts and into places of feeling like we're living joyfully every day. And gratitude, I'll just say for myself personally, has brought so much stabilizing influence and incredible contentment into my life. And as my yoga teacher, Lisa Jo, says, contentment is a practice. So that is the $5 per creation level. Now, if you choose to join me at the $10 per creation level, you'll get all of the things I already mentioned. Plus, you'll get access to a monthly live call. Now, this call will be an hour-long call, and it will be basically us talking about what's going on right now in the sky, and how it's showing up for you based on where this transit is happening in your chart. So it's going to go far beyond, above and beyond the article, in that we will be able to go more in depth about the transit itself, and as well as, depending on how many people are on the call, I will try to get to every person and talk about where that transit is happening for you in your chart, what part of your life that's affecting, and how you might be feeling, and how to kind of play that perhaps most effectively. So giving you some tips, giving you some tools, giving you some inspiration. And I'm very excited about that because I love working with you guys in person as well. Now at the $20 per creation level, this is the highest level at the moment. And you'll get all of the above, everything. You'll get the weekly article in your inbox. You'll get the PDF about your sun sign. You'll get access to an exclusive episode of my new podcast, of Lift the Podcast, every month. And you'll get your own gratitude journal sent to you physically. You'll get access to the live monthly call. And you will also get a full astrology reading with me. That is a 2-hour reading of your birth chart. And that is, a 2-hour reading / counseling session that I prepare for typically 5 hours of preparing, plus a lot of meditation. I include you in your journey in my meditations, which includes a lot of powerful insight as well. And that's redeemable after 6 months of being a patron at this level, the $20 per creation level. And thereafter, you will have either your choice of another full reading every 6 months, wherein we'll probably talk more about your transits, your progressions, and as well as going deeper into further insights about your chart, because every time we look, we see, we can understand more, we can understand more deeply. So you can get another full reading every 6 months of being a patron at the $20 level, or you can opt for a mini reading, which is a 20-minute reading every month. So you can choose to chunk that time into one long reading every 6 months, or you can get little bite-sized updates of insight every month that will keep you really tuned into what is going on, okay? So those are the levels right now. Those are the tiers. And again, you can see this all outlined in bullets on the right side of your screen. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to begin working with you in this way, to begin creating for you, and to share with you the quality of time now and going forward. And please remember that my articles will remain free on Facebook to anyone who is not able to support and be a patron at this time. And if you do choose to support at any level, please, 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 please know that I am incredibly grateful and incredibly honored, because it's you that is allowing me to continue doing what I love and what I feel called to do and what I feel like I'm actually good at and can offer in this world. And you're making that possible both through your financial contribution and financial support, and through your reading, receiving, and benefiting from these offerings and these insights and creations. Thank you.